What film role was 100% perfectly cast? R. Lee Ermey in Full Metal Jacket. Jason Alexander as George Costanza. Pam Ferris as Trunchbull in Matilda. Richard Attenborough. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Kathy Bates in Misery. Leslie Nelson in Airplane. He had been a serious actor to that point and they picked him because they wanted someone to play the role 100% straight. Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown. John Candy as Uncle Buck. Bruce Campbell as Ash. Hail to the King. Baby. Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. Sigourney Weaver in Alien. Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter. Ron Perlman was perfect as Hellboy. The Princess Bride. As I recently watched the cast reading, I was reminded how perfect they were. I would call out everyone who was particularly awesome. But then this comment would never end. That being said, Mandy Patinkin deserves some award for that performance. Rob Reiner does an impressive Peter Falk impression. And I would still ride away into the sunset with Cary Elwes any day. ETA. Thank you for all the awards. I tried to send thank you replies to everyone earlier but my iPad had a tizzy and some may have not gone through. Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. Firstly as Prince Akeem but the other characters he played including Sexual Chocolate's Randy Watson. The guy at the barbershop. Where's the soup? And others. Michael Clark Duncan as John Coffey in The Green Mile. Imelda Staunton as Umbridge. Gotta hand it to her for such a good performance that it made the entire fandom hate the character. Judd Nelson in The Breakfast Club. Bryan Cranston as Walter White. Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. It comes up less often but at the time I thought Alfred Molina as Doc Ock was one of the best cast and played comic book movie villains I'd ever seen. Tim Curry as Frank N. Furter. J. K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. No one could ever compare. James Earl Jones. Voice as Darth Vader. To add onto that, his voice as Mufasa. Gilbert Gottfried as Iago. Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. Ivana Lynch as Luna Lovegood. Robin Williams as the Genie. Maggie Smith as Professor McGonagall in the HP series. Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman. 1. Ian McKellen as Gandalf. 2. Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine. 3. Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. Anthony Starr as Homelander. Mr. Bean. Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier and Ian McKellen as Magneto. John Malkovich in Being John Malkovich. Creed Bratton as Creed Bratton. Everyone in the original The Mummy. Matthew Lillard as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Jim Carrey, The Mask. Christoph Waltz as Hans Landa in Inglourious Basterds. Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn, Sir Christopher Lee as Saruman, Billy Boyd as Pippin, Sir Ian McKellen as Gandalf. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Terminator. Edit. Holy shit. This is my highest voted post and I've never gotten so many awards before. Thanks everyone. I mean Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Many people are perfect casts but few edge out any competition that it's impossible to see anyone else playing the character. Jeff Bridges is the dude now to me in every movie he is in. Harold Ramis as Egan Spengler. Everyone in The Big Lebowski. Brad Pitt as Tyler Durden. Edward Norton as the narrator. And Helena Bonham Carter as Marla Singer in Fight Club. But mostly Brad Pitt as Tyler. Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman. One of my favorite performances in any film. Bill Murray in Caddyshack. Peter Dinklage as Tyrion Lannister. Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. Jaws. Robert Shaw as Quint. Jack Black in School of Rock. LOTR. Ian McKellen as Gandalf. I know Christopher Lee really wanted the role, but I don't think he would have nailed the wholesome and hopeful aspects of the character the way McKellen did. That being said, Lee was an excellent for Saruman. Audrey Hepburn as Holly Golightly. Though not all the casting in that movie was necessarily the best. Dwight in The Office. Joaquin Phoenix as Johnny Cash in Walk the Line. Patrick Stewart as Captain Picard. Alan Rickman as Severus Snape. David Hasselhoff as David Hasselhoff in the SpongeBob movie. Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn. So glad they recast. Poor Stuart Townsend. Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Malcolm McDowell in A Clockwork Orange. Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Tom Ellis as Lucifer. Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie. Bette Midler in Beaches. Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music. Keanu Reeves as John Wick. Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Heath Ledger as the Joker. Tim Curry as Dr. Frank N. Furter. Alan Rickman as the voice of Marvin in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. RDJ as Iron Man. Carl Urban as Dredd. And to think he had to do most of his acting with just his mouth, chin, and body. Not a film but Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson in True Detective. Mickey Rourke as Marva's Sin City. Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet in Eternal Sunshine. It was super off-brand for Carrey. But I can't imagine anyone else in either role. Actually, that whole film is cast brilliantly. Ruffalo. Dunst. Creepy Elijah Wood. Steve Carell as Michael Scott. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Natalie Portman in Black Swan. Morgan Freeman in pretty much everything, but his role as Red in Shawshank Redemption was movie perfection. Al Pacino as Michael Corleone in The Godfather. On second thought, the entire cast of parts 1 and 2 are perfect. Robert De Niro as Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver. Jake Gyllenhaal, SP, in Nightcrawler. Morgan Freeman in Bruce Almighty. Austin Powers. German Netflix series Dark. They have approximately 25 characters who have a young, adult and old version of themselves, and each one cast separately. I'd assume the selection pool would be much smaller too, being non-English, but it is absolutely surreal how well it works. Eddie Valiant. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine. Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Tim Robbins as Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption. Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Basterds. Jackie Gleason as Sheriff Buford T. Justice. I don't think any other actor would have done that role justice. Chevy Chase as Clark Griswold. Vera Farmiga in Bates Motel nailed it. The guy who plays Super Hans in Peep Show. Not a film. But Martin Freeman in Fargo. Typical Martin Freeman. Ordinary small-town guy. Meets some world-wise adventurous characters in an extraordinary situation. Goes on an adventure and discovers that he doesn't like being so ordinary. DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street.